like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Who has the Karma Seal? Alright guys, over the past couple of days or possibly even over the past whole arc, you guys have pretty much been asking me who do I think is probably going to get the Karma Seal, or if the Karma Seal is actually going to be given to one of these two guys, particularly Boruto or Naruto. Now in this video I do want to speculate about who has it, if they have it, or if Urashiki actually even died. And I do want to talk about that real quick, the possibility of if Urashiki did die, mainly because I feel like this right here is probably going to be one of the more important parts about this whole video, and I've been detailing over multiple videos that I didn't really think that Urashiki would die, but in this situation, particularly in the last episode, it really did look like Urashiki actually died. Now I do want to say we don't have any proof that Urashiki actually died. We know that Urashiki himself is definitely an escape artist. He does it multiple times. He did it multiple times. He pretty much survived multiple arcs. So I 1000% would not be surprised if Urashiki actually survived this arc. Now, if this is the case, one thing that I do want to point out, the Boruto writers are pretty much famous for having Otsutsuki members stop in or pitch in at the last 2 minutes of an episode, or possibly even the beginning 2 minutes of an episode. This happened multiple times with Tonetti, with Urashiki, and also with Momoshiki and Kinshiki one time. Now in the next episode, if Urashiki is in fact alive, I would fully expect Urashiki to make a cameo in that episode. If Urashiki does not make a cameo in that episode, it could possibly be the episode after that, but in my opinion, if it's not the next episode, it's like a 98 to 99% chance that Urashiki is in fact dead. Now off of that point, who has the Karma Seal? Now one of the first things that we have to understand is the process of which you actually get the Karma Seal. And I absolutely love one of my friend's videos about this. He actually made a video about the Karma Seal in this arc. His name is Naruto Explained. The link to that video is going to be in the description. One of the things that he did talk about in that video is the process of how you get the Karma Seal. What we all understand right now is that you do have to kill an Otsutsuki member to get their Karma Seal, but there might be a separate step to actually getting the Karma Seal, and that's having the Otsutsuki member willing to leave back a Karma Seal for that particular individual. In chapter 34 of the Boruto manga, Delta was defeated by Naruto, and after Delta was defeated by Naruto, she went back to the Kata hideout, and then she pretty much said that Boruto had the Karma Seal. Now Jigen, right after hearing that, he pretty much said that Momoshiki was a sly dog and he managed to leave back a vessel. That pretty much tells me like it's not involuntary for an Otsutsuki member to leave back a vessel, or in this case to leave back a Karma Seal. The Otsutsuki member has to actually try to leave back a Karma Seal, and of course in this particular situation it's very possible for Urashiki to not have tried to leave back a Karma Seal, and if that is the case, no one there, Naruto nor Boruto, would have gotten the Karma Seal. Now that right there, in my opinion, would probably be one of the most realistic decisions or the most realistic choices about what exactly is going on with the Karma Seal, and that pretty much lines up with what we saw after Boruto connected with the Rasengan with Momoshiki. After Boruto connected to the Rasengan and we understood that Momoshiki was most likely going to be defeated, right after that they went into like a subconscious space where Momoshiki spoke to Boruto and he gave him some advice and saying like, yo, you're no longer a human being, a whole bunch of other stuff, yada yada yada. It looked very creepy. Momoshiki even looked like a female in that scene, but regardless, that right there pretty much made it seem like Momoshiki was voluntarily leaving back a Karma Seal and in turn leaving back a vessel, which is what Jigen actually commented on. Now in the case where Urashiki actually did leave back a Karma Seal, and I feel like this right here is honestly a very good possibility, it's possible that Boruto didn't get another Karma Seal, but he got to boost his already existing Karma Seal with Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Now, one thing that we understand is that Naruto in present day right now, he doesn't have a Karma Seal, or we think that he doesn't have a Karma Seal. And if Naruto doesn't have a Karma Seal, the only other person that could possibly have a Karma Seal is of course Boruto. His pre-existing Karma Seal is of course there, but it hasn't necessarily awoken yet. If Urashiki did in fact leave back a Karma Seal with Boruto, which in turn makes Boruto's Karma Seal stronger, we'd have to need some proof about why this is actually the case, and we kind of got some proof about that in the Boruto manga. It's been widely understood in the Boruto manga that Boruto's Karma Seal is stronger than Kawaki's Karma Seal. Now really quickly, I do want to point something out, mainly because this might not only be the only reason why Boruto's Karma Seal is stronger than Kawaki's Karma Seal. What we understand is that Boruto got his Karma Seal through natural means. He killed an Otsutsuki member, and the Otsutsuki member naturally passed along his Karma Seal to Boruto. But Kawaki in turn didn't do any of that. Kawaki had like a very questionable scientific experiment done to him, or Jigen or Ishiki Otsutsuki passed off his Karma Seal to Kawaki, and that experiment right then and there even killed off dozens of kids, mainly because they couldn't necessarily handle the Karma Seal, and Kawaki's body just so happened to be able to handle the Karma Seal. Now that right there, because it wasn't natural means, could possibly be a reason why Boruto's Karma Seal is stronger. But some proof about why Boruto's Karma Seal is strong, and this right here in my opinion opinion, is probably one of the more blatant reasons about why Boruto's Karma Seal is a little bit stronger, is the fact that Boruto base form is not as strong as Kawaki. What we understand is that Kawaki base form is extremely strong, he's extremely fast. Mitsuki even commented on it in the manga, but Boruto, we understand that he's very good, but he's just not that good yet. The fact that base Kawaki was stronger than base Boruto became apparent to us when Kawaki actually fought an outer member of the Kata organization. But when they both pretty much activated the Karma Seal, it looked like they were pretty much equal. If you guys recall, there was a scene in the manga when Boruto and Kawaki were sparring with each other, and it looked like taijutsu wise they matched each other. Speed wise they matched each other, strength wise they matched each other, everything like that they matched each other. Of course, there might be some very intricate ways that Kawaki is better than Boruto mainly because Kawaki has a lot more experience with the Karma Seal. For example, absorbing chakra, and also ninjutsu wise Kawaki is better. But I'm talking about just basic fighting skills, speed, strength, and other things like that. Boruto and Kawaki, they're pretty much equal, and when they're in base, Kawaki pretty much has the upper hand. So this right here tells me that Boruto's Karma Seal gives him a much bigger multiplier than Kawaki's Karma Seal is actually giving him. And that right there could possibly mean that Urashiki Otsutsuki possibly multiplied the strength of Momoshiki's Karma Seal on Boruto. Now here's the tricky thing about that situation. If this is actually the case, I feel like Urashiki might not actually need to have that slow scene when Momoshiki was talking to Boruto mainly because Boruto already had that pretty much scene right there, and also Urashiki is not giving Boruto another Karma Seal. Even though it probably makes sense for Boruto to have two Karma Seals in the manga, what we understand is that Boruto still only has one Karma Seal. So if it is in fact where Urashiki just made his original Karma Seal a lot stronger, Urashiki probably wouldn't necessarily need to talk to Boruto and give him that long drawn out speech about how he's not a regular human anymore, man, because he already got that and he already has the same exact Karma Seal from Momoshiki. Now, one of the things that I do want to point out, and this is definitely one of the downsides to the Boruto anime, I feel like if this is actually the case, the Boruto anime might not even address it. Honestly, I would pretty much trust the manga to address it possibly in a couple more months than I trust the Boruto anime to mention it, mainly because they don't necessarily deal with a lot of the heavy plot stuff, and I don't know why. I don't know when they're gonna do it. I really hope they start adapting some of the manga content, but just because of that fact, I don't necessarily think that they'd probably voice something like this in the anime right now. And another thing, it's very possible that him having a boost from Urashiki might be common knowledge in the manga. The thing about the Boruto manga is that they skip over or gloss over a lot of important details and important dialogue to get straight to the fighting scenes, and of course the more interesting and important scenes. And because it's a monthly manga, they can't necessarily go slow, so the pacing of the manga is extremely quick. We've seen that one time when out of nowhere, like out of thin air, we found out that Naruto knew about the Karma Seal and Boruto never previously told him about that. So important things like that could possibly be glossed over if it were to come up in the Boruto anime. If it were to come up in the Boruto anime, it would happen like directly after Boruto would activate his Karma Seal for the first time. Some of you guys know it as the Mujina Bandits arc. It might come in a different arc. Maybe they don't even have the Mujina Bandits arc in the anime, but I think whenever Boruto activates the Karma Seal, it might bring up how Boruto defeated two Otsutsuki members, and he might have a boosted Karma Seal just off of that fact alone. Now, just to be fair to Naruto, I do have to bring up a scenario in which he actually got the Karma Seal. Even though I feel like the chances of Naruto actually getting a Karma Seal is really small, there is still a possibility where Naruto got the Karma Seal mainly because he combined in the attack with Boruto to actually defeat Urashiki Otsutsuki. And hey, maybe they didn't show Urashiki talking to Naruto afterwards, mainly because they want to keep it as a surprise or something. Hey, who knows? But I'm pretty sure you guys know the science of the Karma Seal is pretty much this diamond thing right here. Now, what we know is that it could possibly be on multiple parts of the body. We don't know every single part of the body yet, but from what we've seen is that it's 3 people that has the Karma Seal: Boruto, Kawaki, and Jigen, and relatively they have it on different parts of their body. Kawaki and Boruto has it on the same part of their body, and Jigen has it on a different part of his body. But in a situation with Naruto, he can possibly have it somewhere where he can't actually see it, like on the slight chance or the off chance that it's possible, like under his armpit or something like that. He probably wouldn't check there to see if he actually has the Karma Seal. Hey, maybe that can pop up in the future when he possibly fights somebody else, or possibly fights someone extremely strong, and then he's just forced to use the Karma Seal, or it pops up out of nowhere. But in my opinion, I feel like the possibility of that is extremely small, and it's most likely not going to be the case. But I do want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Do you guys think that Boruto or Naruto in this particular situation can possibly have a Karma Seal? But it's me, your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.
Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Breathing my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual, no high cholesterol. Where's Jenny Craig? Bitch, just get sexual.